Yo, 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 it's your man MAS. I'm back, right? Back to back. Crazy, right? Back to back. Back to back content, but I'm back on another one, all right? This time around, I'm talking about some mainstream anime, all right? So, if you know anything about me, you know I'm a big fan of the low key stuff. So I love giving you content that's not as popular, not as mainstream. So you're not going to be seeing me talking about a lot of the One Pieces, a lot of the Bleaches. If you're already an anime head, you know about those. But it's about the hidden gems, all right? The hidden gems, all right? So that's always been my thing. But this time around, we'll be talking about some more popular anime. And the one that I'm talking about this time around is Mukoku. I'm butchering the name. Mushoku Tensei. All right, it's pretty much jobless reincarnation. Throughout the video, I'm probably just gonna be referring to it as the jobless reincarnation. But yeah. All right, so I finished the show. Right, I've actually finished a show fully, even though the anime itself is not finished. But I finished as much as I could until new episodes come out. And so we're just gonna dive right into it, right? So the first topic for Jobless Reincarnation, the show is about nothing. Like literally. So, the Mushoku Tensei fans, don't get on my butt about it. But yeah, no, I personally feel like the show is about nothing. It's literally like a slice of life, right? Initially. But it's kind of interesting, right? That's probably why the title is what it is in terms of like, you see on the bottom, jobless reincarnation. So, it's a show about living, I guess. But I truly don't think that the show's about anything. Like, he's kind of like, the guy gets reincarnated, he's in his new world, and he's kind of living life. There's no like goal, there's no mission, there's no monster king. And when you first initially watch it, there's nothing, right? He's just kind of like, oh, this is a dope life. They have magic here. Bet I'm all game, right? That's the gist of the show, right? The only thing that starts to, I guess, make it different later down. And again, if you don't know anything about my videos, they're very spoilerish, right? So don't watch me if you don't want to get spoiled. But you know what I mean. If you don't care like me, you want to get to the action. I'm your man. All right. So the show's about nothing again, but then there becomes a purpose where the mana disturbance and everybody gets teleported. So in essence, the show eventually becomes about something because they're trying to find everybody who got teleported, right? But my honest view, if you're being real with yourself, right? For those who've watched it, the hardcore fans, the show's about nothing. Let's be real. The show's about nothing until they have a goal of the journey. The goal of the journey now seems to be, hey, we need to find everybody that was teleported from that mana disturbance, right? So, babies, kids, loved ones, trying to find it. So that's what the show ends up becoming about. The thing that makes this show a bit different compared to other, I guess, popular shows, or let's be real, like it's still isekai at the end of the day. All of this is still isekai, right? But the thing that makes this one different compared to other ones is that this one definitely has very, very superior storytelling. So I kind of view it as like the Vinland Saga complex, right? Where it's like, hey, in essence, the show, if you look at the story plot, isn't that great. But the storytelling is just so superb that's able to draw you in and want to know more. So I will give Jobless Reincarnation that credit. Like the story, the way they tell the story is so engaging that like it just makes you want to watch. And then let's say if you watch enough, you'll care about the plot. The plot that's about nothing. So that's in regards to like the overall review of the show from season 1 to last episode of season 2. All right, so that's the gist of it, right? And it's crazy that like they're able to make a show about nothing. And I keep saying a show about nothing, but it's almost like just they're able to make a slice of life and it becomes this popular. I feel like there's not as many anime that are like kind of slice of life-ish that are has like mainstream, right? But again, the thing that makes this differ is because they eventually kind of created a goal at some point that, all right, now it's not really about nothing, but I know the catch about the whole jobless reincarnation, like doesn't really have a job, just kind of chilling in his mama's basement, literally his mama's house, and yeah, just going about life until he finds a purpose. So I mean, that's that. But like the next topic in regards to Jobless Reincarnation, I believe. Let me see. All right. So the issue that I have with a lot of isekais, the same thing here, right? If you watch the show, like everybody, I won't say everybody loves this dude, but like it's the same kind of trope you see in most animes. Like, hey, he was a nobody in real life. In this new life, he's a shit, right? So he has magic. He's a fast learner. You know, he's blonde hair. In his real life, he didn't have blonde hair, but he got blonde hair now. Like, blonde hair, blue eyes, go figure. And, you know, he's a shit. But this topic is like, hey, would they really mess with him if they knew the real him, right? It sounds like a lyric from an R&B song. You know, if you know the real me. If they knew the real him, would these girls be falling for him? Because if you watch the show, he's essentially like a mini Casanova. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, like he gets to know these young women, right? Know weird stuff. I'm just telling you about the show. It's not what I'm into, right? So I'm just telling you about the show. Now, time out. That ain't me, right? This is what y'all into. This is what's popular. So this is what y'all into. So he's a heartthrob. he's a heartthrob. They all like this guy. At least like the little girls that he meets, his age, they all like him. And throughout the show, like he grows up and he still kind of has a thing with the ladies, because again, it's something about a man that's almost proficient in most things or seems perfect in most things that like women are just like attracted to, which makes sense. But like, you know, they're just attracted to him. But my argument is like, hey, they don't know the real you, and that's the issue with a lot of these isekais. Like, this is their pretend them, right? It's not really them. It's the same thing with Overlord. It's the same thing with any isekai you can name. Like, it's not really them. They died in real life. They were a loser in real life. They were a fat ass in real life. And now in this life, they're the shit, right? And the thing about this show compared to those other isekais is that, again, it's really good with storytelling. So like, I really love the character development with the people on the show, like each character, and him getting to know these little girls, essentially, that grow up to be young women. Maybe that's a better story, young women. Him getting to know these young women. And you see the development and the bond. I was like, yo, like, you know, I'm a big fan of romance. So seeing that develop in the show, like the romances that he's developing with these young women, not little girls, is sick. It's dope, right? That's what I'm drawn to. The issue is, and here's the thing about isekais, I mean, that's not really him. like you're falling in love with his representative, right? Like, but that's not really him. That, like, if you knew him, he's a fat ass. Like, if you knew him, he's fat as hell. So my argument for this topic is like, hey, would these same girls really love him if they knew what he really was in real life? And my argument would be no. I'm telling you, I am telling you, all right, my friend, I am telling you, right? As a man, you could tell the pattern with these animes, even like the guy with the cheat code, right? Like the way these animes are set up is to kind of show a certain persona, which is why you also don't see as many characters like my skin color, right? Like it's a persona, right? This is what they're into. They're not really into people who eat donuts all day and you know, it's an incel and is always watching like blase blah in their computers. Like, that's what, when you watch these animes, that's the stereotype that they're reinforcing of like, yo, we're not into that. We're into these skinny blonde, I won't really say blonde, but like, you know, fit, you know, characters. So like, if they knew the real him, my argument is like, hey, would these women still feel the same? My argument is probably no, but most animes aren't built for that. Most animes aren't built for that kind of honesty. So, I mean, again, this show isn't fully completed in its entirety, but I am curious to know, like, hey, if there's a point in this show, because mind you, I'm pretty sure there's like a manga of it. I ain't reading it, but this is just my review of the anime. All of this is based upon the anime. If you guys know more information about the book and it's like, yo, you don't know what you're talking about, good for you. I'm basing it off of the anime of what I've watched, right? They're not loving him from him. They're not. Most animes aren't even going to do it that way, right? It's like, hey, Overlord, he's the Overlord. If they knew who was like Wimpy Kid in real life, would they really follow him? Probably not. So, yeah, that's the thing about most animes, man. Like, they're not really loving him for him. And that's okay. You know, if you feel differently, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, man, if they knew the real him, he not getting play like the way he's getting play in this show, my friend. Like he's getting play in this show. His new persona's getting play, but they knew the real him. No, ain't happening. Let's keep it 100. If you're watching the show, keep it 100 with yourself. All right, they're not doing it. All right. Two of the main women on the show. All right. We got the good girl, we got the bad girl, all right? It's like, hey, like, what kind of women are you into? You into the bad girls, or you into, like, you know, sweet, wholesome girls? Society right now is very, like, contrived, or is, like, it's very leaning towards the extreme. It's like, hey, like, it's either she's super good and you're into, like, super good, obedient, like, crazy kind of girls, or the crazy opposite, super bad girls, spit in your face, that kind of stuff. If you're into that, you know, I ain't into that. But so there's Eris and Sylphie. Those are, in my opinion, right? I know there's like his teacher, but let's talk about the two main interests, right? Eris represents the bad guy, right? Like the red hair. She was like when he first met her, like nah, she not salvageable. She for the streets, right? That was her. But then you have Sylphie, who's like kind of look boyish. Like if you watch the anime, she looks like a girl. But I get like I guess the anime eye or whatever. Like the characters in the story thinks she's a guy. So like, but she's sweet, wholesome, caring, soft-spoken. Who wins in that kind of situation, right? You would think, especially like culture-wise, in terms of like anime culture, like people love the wholesome girl. But like the way things have been kind of shifting now in this generation, like a lot of people are kind of gravitating towards the rambunctious, loudmouth girl who is independent, and like people are kind of gravitating towards that nowadays more so. And I'm talking about the context of anime, like the female lead character. She's nice, she's outspoken, she's all these things. So people are leaning towards that. My whole issue is, you know, in terms of the love interest, who's kind of winning that battle for the main character, Rudy, right? I don't think I've said his name in the whole video. I just call him the fat ass. But I know his real life he's that, but Rudy, right? So like, and if you watch the show, you kind of already seen what it is. I don't want to be like a spoiler spark, but like, your bad girls are winning. Like, Eris already gave it up. And after Eris left, he ain't been the same. All right, so Sylphie comes into the picture. This new arc, he doesn't really know it's her, but, you know, I mean, he has kind of situations with, you know, you can't get the gentleman up, right? You can't get the gentleman up. And, you know, he's like, man, like he's doing the most to try to cure that. I don't know if that's supposed to be a goal now. Like, oh, that's also part of the story. He's trying to find his loved ones, but also trying to get his manhood back, if that makes sense. But without him realizing it's Sylphie, you know, he got the urge again. So it's like, yo, but I promise you, the issue is if Eris came back into the picture, he ain't thinking about her. I promise you, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, and this is a good debate I would love to have with you guys if you guys feel differently. But like, I think bad girls are winning. Bad girls are winning the battle. All right. Maybe the war hasn't been won, but the battle, bad girls are like, All right. Because after Eris left him, he ain't been the same. So we'll see. We'll see if Sylphie can rekindle this man's heart. But I mean, you tell me, are good girls still winning out here? All right, if you look at the trend on social media, I would think not. Good girls are kind of clowned, and like I said, the good girls that I feel like people are kind of gravitating towards, it's the extreme. It's like super closed off, like super clean cut, doesn't do anything, no drinking, no smoking, no nothing. All right. So it's always like the extreme where it's like, all right, there's nobody who likes somebody that's like right down the middle. It's either the extreme good girl, the extreme bad girl, or even like a moderate bad girl. But like there are moderate good girls out there, but they kind of get overlooked. So it's either like somebody wants the extreme or not. But yeah, you tell me. I think if he figures out his Sylphie. Like he's gonna be, you know, because he loves her. He thinks he's a guy. It's like, oh, I might be gay, but you know, I think I got feelings for this person. But like, you know, he really likes this girl. But if I'm telling you, if Eris comes back, it's a wrap. Sophie who? All right, so Sophie who? Cause I didn't think he was gonna be down that bad over Eris, but he is. And then the last topic I talk about with this is all right. So to me, it's all isekais, right? But to me, the GOAT isekai, and what this kind of remind me of in terms of Rudy's character is Konosuba. The GOAT isekai, Konosuba. All right, if you don't know Konosuba, look it up. All right, let your old man MAS told you, look up Konosuba. All right, Kazuma, the original pervy sage. All right, so there's Kazuma, and there is Rudy. Right, Rudy Greyrat. His last name is Greyrat. He a grimy dude. So Greyrat. So is Kazuma and is Rudy. All right, who's the true pervy sage? Right, I think a pervy sage is a better term. Besides sleazeball or something like that, because this is anime logic, right? So, and to me, and listen, if you've been watching my videos, you know me, I'm not really a fan of isekais like that. I think isekais are cheap ways to tell stories. I will have a video about how I became a vending machine. It's like isekais, it's a new low for isekais, or what was the, like I've read the comments, like the peak of isekais, like, hey, I got reborn as a vending machine. And it was popular. I know it kind of decreased now, but that shit was popping, all right? But yeah, no, like, but Konosuba, I have to admit, for isekais, it was fire. It was fire. That was probably one of the funniest anime, like top tier anime. And I only have to bring it down now because of isekai, but Konosuba, because Kazuma is that dude, right? In terms of pervy sageness, he is that guy. Like, he cracks me up. And Rudy is kind of like that. But, I mean, who we giving that title to, though? You get me? Like, I give it to Kazuma, all right? Kazuma, whatever you pronounce his name, right? Because he's, like, funny. He's still funny with it. It's hard to describe, like, unless you know the character, like, he's that, he got that smirk. Kazuma got that smirk. Rudy is like, yeah, he has like some pervy ways to him, but he's still kind of like, he cares. You know what I mean? He cares about these little girls. I mean, young ladies. He cares. So it's like he tries to be grimy. You know, he got the panties in the box. You know, he a real one. But you know, like if he had to give it up to save somebody, he giving up the panties. He's like, all right, I'll save this person. But Kazuma, the relationship with Kazuma Aqua. Yeah, man, Kazuma, or you know, he's like, let's keep it 100. Like he's that guy, right? Like he'll sell Aqua in a minute. Like he don't care, all right. So in terms of who's winning the battle of the pervy sages, I mean, you let me know, but I mean, I give it to Kazuma, all right, versus Rudy. I mean, Rudy, you know, he has the pervy ways, but you know, I mean, he's one type of dude that probably, you know, save a girl from a strip club. He's that type of dude. I really do think deep down inside, despite his persona, despite him trying to seem like, you know, he a sleazeball, like, nah, he's saving them. He's saving them. That's what he's trying to do right now. He's, you know. And then keep in mind, like, I don't think that would ever happen to Kazuma. You know, like, you know, him losing his manhood. I mean, like, and Rudy's just like I don't know how Kazuma was in real life, because they didn't really touch on that in that anime. But like, it's usually the extremes. I feel like with Kazuma was probably the extreme too, but with Rudy in real life, like, he wasn't getting that much action anyway. So now he's in the pretend world, and you know, he's a shit, so he's kind of happy about it, but it's like, yo, he doesn't really quite know how to use his powers, if you know what I'm saying. I'm not talking about magic, if you know what I'm saying. He doesn't quite know how to use his powers, and the issue is, those powers were in real life, if you know what I'm saying, but he never had an opportunity to use them. He used them on video games, if you know what I'm saying. So, so now that he's in this pretend world, and you know, he's pulling young women, you know, he used it, abused it, can't get it back, or trying to get it back. But Kazuma, I think he always had it. I think he always had it. I think he still has it. All right. So, I mean, that debate, let me know what you think. But Konosuba got it. Kazuma got it. All right. If you feel differently, I don't care. But no, feel free to tell me. But I mean, more on Jobless Reincarnation to come. Mushoku Tensei, again, if I'm butchering the name, you watch the video for that. I love butchering names, not on purpose. But when more episodes come out, I will let you know. These are the topics that I cared about. Besides the overall plot, like I said, I think the overall plot is really not that great. In my opinion, it's not anything special. I think it's fairly basic. I think the thing that makes the show stand out is storytelling. It does a really good job at telling a story. And does a really good job at character development. Like, hey, really good job at telling a story, really good job at kind of telling the stories of these characters. But the show itself, I'm telling you, bro, like, it's a dime a dozen. The story plot itself isn't anything crazy. It's just another isekai. Guys, stop being fooled. It's just another isekai. But you know what I mean? That's my opinion. More content on Jobless Reincarnation to come when more episodes come out. But I mean, if you like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. All right? This your man, MAS. I'm out.